It's more confusing than Inception, harder than an erection. It's cooler than Andre 3000. Oh, let's get ready for Sweet Connection.
Hello and welcome to Sweet Connection. I'm your host, Gaz. With me today, Jason Lewis. Jason, how you doing?
Hello. That was very quick again.
That was very quick.
Just sooner this nightmare's over and done with for you, isn't it?
Yep.
Another day closer to death for you, isn't it, today?
Damn right. Anyway, how have you been doing?
All right. Yeah. How are you?
Good, yeah. You were about to say something about you doing exercise, and I said, you know what, I don't believe that. I want to hear you talk about it on the show.
I'm a little bit chunky. That's a given. If anyone looks at our...
Hey. I mean, a little bit, but...
If anyone looks at our Facebook cover photo, I've got a massive gut that's hanging out. But I've been trying to take...
But weirdly, I'm heavier than you, so there we go.
You've got muscle. I've just got pure baby weight. Obviously, we've been playing squash. We play squash once, but I've been playing squash quite regularly.
Yeah.
Yesterday...
We'll get to us playing squash, Jason. Don't you worry.
Yesterday, I took it up a level. So I cycled 6 miles.
That doesn't sound like very long.
Played squash for an hour.
Yeah.
And cycled 6 miles again.
Okay.
Basically, I cycled...
You do not live 6 miles away from squash.
So I cycled 3 miles to my nephew's house. And then it's 3.5 miles from his house to where we play squash.
Okay, so you both cycled together, yeah?
Yeah. But obviously I'd done 3 miles more because I cycled from my house to his house twice.
So you cycled 12 miles and played squash.
Yeah.
That's good. That's the start.
It's all right, isn't it?
So, just do that every single day for the rest of your life, and then you can look like me.
But 2 days before, I cycled 10 miles in an hour as well. So.
Wow, 10 miles an hour. Wow, that doesn't seem very fast. Some people could run at 10 miles for an hour, Jason. I'm sorry. I shouldn't knock you, all right? I shouldn't shame you.
Your beard's well shit.
Yeah, well... You got me there. I can't match you in beard. You can't match me in exercise. So, So, what else have you been up to apart from doing some exercise?
Not a lot, really. Still haven't really been to the pub.
Maybe not. I went on a bit of a bender last weekend. I went out 3 times in a row.
So there's 3 opportunities to be invited. Zero invites.
Well, I mean, yeah, right. The first night, last Friday night. I spent £70 on one night, and that was within our town.
You're a nutcase.
Yeah, because I went to the one and only nightclub, which has been revamped, and I have to say...
I know the stripper poles have gone.
They've gone, yeah, which is a shame, because they were the best part of it. But it's been revamped upstairs, and it's actually quite nice. There's now a little cocktail bar. Oh. And one of my friends from work was working behind the bar, so I spent 70-odd quid on cocktails.
Oh.
And you know what? I keep forgetting that I hate margaritas. I keep thinking that I like them, and I keep ordering them.
Mojitos are delightful.
They're the ones with mint in, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't like them either. I always get confused because I like margarita pizzas, and I always think that I like the cocktail, but I don't.
Because you think the cocktail's like a cheesy tomatoey drink, yeah?
It's a lovely cocktail.
Tastes just like my pizza.
But I hate margaritas because they got salt round the rim. What's that about?
It's like licking someone's arsehole.
I wouldn't know much about that, Jason, but if you say so. I'm not sure what kind of salty arseholes you've been licking, but hey-ho. But, so I did that Friday night. Saturday night, I had a black tie event.
Oh.
So we went to a big kind of posh hall, and it was a celebration of Laura's nursing course being completed. So nice. It was me, Laura, and our 80 nurses, all, so it is a free bar, which is good, because Laura wasn't drinking. So I just got free drinks for the whole night. Had some very nice food. Got to go in a nice smart black tie shirt combo, yeah. I didn't wear a suit jacket. A, it was too hot, and B, I don't even like suit jackets. I just don't like suits. I don't know why. Like, suit jackets, right? They are really hot in the summer, and if you're going out in the winter, it's not warm enough just to wear that. So weird. I don't know at what point in the year they're going to be the perfect thing to wear. Maybe like one day in autumn. It would just be, but apart from that, rubbish.
Yeah.
So I'd rather wear a coat if I'm going out in the winter, coat, shirt, tie, or just a shirt and tie in the summer.
It's quite funny you say that, because obviously I wear a suit every day.
You wear lots of suits, yeah.
Yeah.
How many suits do you have? About 50?
Suits that fit me, a lot less. suits overall, yeah, in and around that figure. But what I do is in the winter I ditch the jacket and I have a big overcoat, because if you wear a suit jacket and an overcoat, that's just weird. And then in the summer I ditch the jacket. Quite often I ditch the shirt to wear a polo shirt. But I wear a full suit.
So do you mean like
the months from like January to March, and then from like September to November.
So do you mean like a big trench coat that you wear over? What? So you literally look like a 1930s fucking Wall Street broker.
Yeah.
With a big trench. I've never seen you in a big trench coat.
Yeah. Well, we don't really see each other during the winter, do we? So.
No, because we are both hibernating, aren't we? Like bears in the woods. What did throw me off about that black tie event is that I finally got to meet one of Laura's friends from work. Because, she has obviously been speaking to me about her for ages, haven't met her, right? And one of the first things she says to me, which really threw me off guard, she says...
Wow, Ben, your tiny penis is really small.
No, she says, are you still doing the podcast? And I was like, what? And it turns out she's actually listened to a couple of episodes.
Yeah, which hasn't listened to any in a while, has she?
Of the podcast. She listened, because she listened to both of Laura's favourite episodes, is the one where I propose and the one where we get married. That's her favourite.
It's a bit selfish.
Yeah, I know. So I think she listened to those. And she actually seemed to quite enjoy them. She said we were quite amusing. So yeah, it's weird that actual people, real people, listen to this show. Real people.
Mad, isn't it? Mad. Yeah. No one's ever said anything to me.
First time I've been recognised. So...
Did you like sign a napkin for her?
I did, yeah.
Take a picture.
Yeah. I'd have signed it and she just threw it in the bin on the way out.
Oh, so glad you're a big fan. Here's my autograph.
And there we go.
And in the bin.
And it's gone. So that was weird. And then on the Sunday, I went to the snooker club. Where we watched the European Championships.
Yeah. I'd have loved to have been there.
You would, but unfortunately, it was a work thing, mate, and I don't work with you. Well,
what's this?
This is to be fair. This is quite a lot of work, frankly,
for you.
Or at least one of us is putting the fucking work in.
Yeah,
but But you know what happened to me? First time in years, recently.
Had sex.
That as well. That's two things that happened recently. The past few years, I was ill.
Oh,
and I
COVID?
think not COVID, because I did a COVID test, but I'm going to say it was something to do with the 3 nights that I went out.
Yeah, I reckon you were a little bit hungover.
Especially the night where I hung out with 80 nurses and doctors for an evening. Obviously, they were all crawling with fucking viruses and stuff.
Yeah. Did you go out to each doctor and try to see if you had any illnesses?
No, I did tongue kiss almost all of the nurses who were there. So maybe that was what.
Laura won't listen to this episode anyway, so it's not about her, is it?
No, it's fine. I was ill. You know what? I'm going to say it. Being ill sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It really does. I'm not a person who's ill very often. I even went into work that morning. Was just like, I feel strong enough to work. And they sent me home. So I get credit for that, don't I?
You get a sick day. I
got 2 sick. I was sick. I hadn't changed the other day. Because on the first night, you know how recently it's been really, really hot at night. It's been very muggy in the UK.
Yeah.
Right? Now, normally we'd have the fan on. Would be sleeping like half over the covers, half under covers. The first night, I felt freezing cold. I didn't let Laura have the fan on. I slept underneath the covers, right? But my temperature was really, really hot. I had a fever. I had quite a high fever, like 102.
Sounds like COVID.
Degree.
That sounds like COVID.
And I've had this cough. But no, it's not COVID. I had a test that I ignored. No, I had a test.
That's right. I got test and trace off. So track and trace off. So
yeah, and then the second night, it seemed to switch, and I felt very cold, but I was sweating more than I've ever sweated in my life. So on the second night, I felt warm, I was sweating. I barely slept a wink those 2 nights, which is very unusual for me. Normally, I hit the pillow out like I'm unconscious, right? So I was basically awake for those 2 nights.
Pussy.
And at about 5 a.m. on the second night, when I was sweating, I needed to go for a wee or something. I got up, went for a wee, came back, and I've been sweating so much. When I got back into bed, it basically squelched.
Oh.
And I went back in bed, and I thought I physically cannot let it, because it was cold by that point. So I went to the bathroom, got my bath towel, laid that on the bed, went on the bed. That still was no use because my pillow was also sweaty as well. So I was like, I can't sleep here. So I went downstairs, laid my bathroom towel over the sofa, and just slept there. Again, I didn't sleep, but Stayed there for the rest of the night.
Oh.
So my temperature was all over the place this time last week. But fortunately, I have recovered.
Good. You're not dead then.
I'm not dead. Although I do still have a bit of a cough. But
he's got COVID.
I haven't. I've already had it. And I've got my second jab coming up as well.
I had mine.
Have you?
Yeah, I had my
So
second
now
jab.
you're fully immune.
Fully
Mine's
jabbed.
next week.
I've got my double card. I'm going to get this laminated because this is going to be quite an important bit of kit soon to get this into places.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, goodness me.
Yeah, Jay.
It's the laminate. So I'm going to get my COVID card
Vaccinated.
I'm going to get my vaccination
Just to
card
be safe, I'm going to
laminated.
vaccinate the card.
Yeah, so what a time to be alive, eh?
So what do you think about having basically like a sort of COVID passport to show to places to get in? Do you think it's a good idea, bad idea?
They probably should have told us it from the start. Although the comparisons of being a Jew and a Holocaust camp is a little bit too far that I've seen.
Sorry, can you please start
Some
that
people have been
sentence again?
comparing it to the Jews having ID cards when they were in like the concentration
But
camps.
not all ID cards are a bad thing. You know,
No,
we have a
exactly.
driving license. It doesn't mean that we're...
Yeah, there's a lot of uneducated people around.
At some point, everyone will compare something to the Jews and the Holocaust.
Yeah.
It's the lowest common denominator.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
What
What do you think about all of these anti-vaccination protests that have been happening, not just in the UK, but literally everywhere? America, obviously, Australia, Europe, they're happening everywhere. Think they're stupid? Everyone involved is stupid and they shouldn't have done it? Moving on, there we go. That is Sweet Connection's position. Go on. No, go on.
No, I don't know, really.
But
I'm just fed up of all of it.
I know, but
I wouldn't go to a protest.
But they're the
about
sort of people who are comparing it to the fucking...
Yeah,
Not all of
exactly.
them, not all of them.
Just 99.8%.
But also some of them are saying that, you know, some of those people protesting, not all of them, are saying it's a hoax and COVID's not real and blah, blah, blah. So it's just an excuse for all the fucking conspiracy theorists
that's the problem.
to get out.
There's too much media
Information.
and people listen to the wrong ones. And then once
Certainly misinformation.
It's like religion, isn't it? There's too many religions.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Okay, moving on, there we go. Just before we insult literally everyone on the fucking planet. But what else has happened? Oh yeah, it's I haven't spoken to you about this yet. I did invite you on Facebook, but it's the annual Fancy Dress Pub Crawl.
Yeah.
Has returned. Are you going to be attending?
I don't know, because it's the same day as the proposed bike
pub crawl.
Bike cycle. Whether that's still going ahead or not, I don't know. If it's not going ahead, then yes, I will be there. If it is going ahead, I probably will still be there and do turn up as my fancy dress, being a sweaty cyclist.
Yeah, but you're not going to be able to do both of them, surely, because that's going to take all day, your one.
Yeah, but I can join you at like 9 o'clock.
Hey, if you want to keep on drinking, that's fine.
Yeah.
But, like, I thought you'd be wanting to do the fancy dress.
Yeah, you'd think I would, wouldn't you?
You would, because you always complain about me not inviting you.
Yeah.
And you've accepted an invitation to a thing that I've invited to exactly once, and that was to watch the football the other week.
This is the 6th fancy dress bar crawl? 5th or 6th?
7th. So
7th. And I've only been on
2015, 16, 17, 18, 19... No, missed 20. Yes, the 6th one. The 7th year.
Yeah, I've done half of them.
That's pretty good. That's better than some of my closest friends.
So I think I've done half of them. What have I come dressed as? Come dressed as a banana.
Banana.
Old man.
Yeah. And therefore, if you came to this one, it would be 3, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah. So we'll see.
I've got my costume already.
What are you coming as?
You wouldn't even know him if I told you who he was.
Go on.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Wrestler.
So, going to have my head shaved. That's just normal. I've got the Austin 316 t-shirt. That's just his very famous t-shirt. Apart from that, it's just boots, shorts, sweatbands, knee wraps. And I'll literally be the spitting image of him.
This reminds you when you turned up to a fancy dress at school and you came as the Hulk.
I did. I just painted myself green, didn't I?
Yeah.
The girls loved it.
Because you think you've got muscles.
Well,
I didn't hear it go down really well,
I didn't hear anyone complaining.
Yeah, I was about to say, when you dressed as a Hulk, there was a lot of people talking about you that day.
Damn, of course they were.
Talk about how little your penis was.
Yeah, that didn't happen. But, yeah.
I was.
That is all you talk about, isn't it? You can't shut you up about it. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Obviously, last year we missed it because of COVID. Damn you, COVID. But I obviously didn't miss out because I went on the bike pub crawl
Yeah.
that our listeners may remember
Yeah.
from last year. That was really good.
Dropping like flies though this year. So
yeah,
see how that
so
goes.
really, to be honest, it seems quite likely you're going to go.
Yeah.
But at what point are you going to draw the line? Because obviously you've got to get a costume.
Probably
So
the day after, I reckon.
the day after the pub crawl on the Sunday.
Guys, I'm not coming. I don't know. What should I come dressed as?
I don't know, something simple. Don't spend
Something
too
cheap.
much. Yeah. Maybe a banana. Or an
Or an
old
old
man.
banana,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or an old banana. Come as an old man dressed as a banana. Combine two costumes
Yeah,
together.
maybe. I could go dressed as you. That'd be cheap.
You could, yeah. I
Wear a
mean,
polo shirt.
you'd have to work out for about 14 years.
No,
so-
I'll just cover my arms in bubble wrap.
If you want to come dressed as me, because actually, if you got your beard trimmed, your beard would actually be quite similar
Yeah,
to
what
mine.
I could do is actually like cut patches into my beard.
Fuck off.
Show,
You know what? He's not wrong. All right. I'm annoyed, but only because he's right.
show my hair off, cut patches in my beard, and
Yeah.
then wrap my arms in bubble wrap. I'll look just
Get
like
get like one of those muscle top under things. Get a polo shirt. Job done.
yeah, maybe.
You could do that, but would you shave your head? I don't think you would.
I've done it enough times in the last couple of years.
Have you shaved your head before?
Yeah, lockdowns. Both lockdowns, I shaved all my hair off. Not like a thumb. We'll see.
Fair
I
enough.
might not go. Not gonna lie to you.
You should though. Come on,
I know I should,
but you won't
but I probably won't.
because you're a terrible person.
Exactly that.
Oh, fair enough. Speaking of you being terrible, me and you played squash, didn't we, Jason?
Oh, great.
Now,
Yeah,
after you really bigged yourself up, I've got recorded evidence on this show of you bigging yourself up because you played squash maybe 5 or 6 times, and you came over to me
Yeah.
and you said you were going to smash me because although I played a
What
lot.
I said was I would give you a game. I'd give you
no,
a good
you
game.
said, oh yeah, and did that happen, Jason? Were there any good games?
They were quite
No,
good.
No, well, good in the sense that I won 11-2, 11-3, something like that.
11-7 was one of them.
Yeah, but I think that was the game where I was taking it really easy and I was just trying to do defensive shots.
Yeah.
See, that might have been that one.
Yeah. Well, it was a good bit of exercise.
It was good. Well, I certainly had a laugh.
It was hot and steamy, so it was all right. We got there.
Yeah.
And then the squash weren't too bad either, was it? Actually.
Yeah. The bit that I didn't like was you farting halfway during a rally. Now, obviously, because we're playing squash, there's no draft, there's no air supply or ventilation.
It was
But
stinky.
basically, and you farted right in the back corner, so it had nowhere to go.
And then I served to that corner.
Yeah, I swear that fart was denser than air because it just sunk into that bottom right corner and stayed there for like about 4 rallies.
Well, it seems to me whenever I do like big exercise, I get really bad wind. And yeah, playing squash, I get bad wind. Oh, COVID. And I did drop my guts, and I think I won a point off it. So,
Yeah, I think because I was physically being sick.
So good tactic. Good tactic.
Yeah.
Against me.
So
But that was fun. We should do it again.
So did you
sometime.
think you were going to have better games against me? Did you underestimate me? Did you? Was
knew-
I better than you anticipated?
I knew you would beat me. I thought I would just be able to give you a good game. But did I think you were better than I thought you were? No, I think you were just as good as I thought you would be.
Okay, so you knew that was going to be really good.
Yeah. I thought I'd done better than what I was going to do. It's just you're so much fitter than I am. And after like the first rally, I was blowing out my ass. I needed to sit down after the first game. And I was seeing spots at some point. But other than that, it was all right.
I was impressed in some aspects of your game. Obviously, squash is very, very, very cardio intensive. So,
Yeah.
But some of your shots you were hitting, your shot selection was very good. You were taking all my advice. I was coaching you halfway through.
Yeah.
That's how confident I was. I was actually giving you tips.
Yeah, but it was fun, wasn't it? It was.
So you had some good long shots to the back of the court. You need to work on your drop shots.
Yeah.
Because you can't even do a drop shot.
No.
You kept on just hitting it really hard. And I was like, that's the opposite of a drop shot. A drop shot's meant to just gently hit the wall and just bounce twice.
Do you know what's really funny? I play against my nephew, and he's the complete opposite. He's really good at drop shots, but hitting it across court and back to the back of the court, he's a bit weak on. But his drop shots are incredible. It was good. I'm a big fan of squash. I think we should try and go pro.
I agree. Don't get me wrong.
We'll end up being British champions in 2025.
Yeah, because they do squash doubles. I've never played squash doubles. I think you have to wear eye protection because this is a real risk of being real hit in the face by each other, really.
That must be quite intense. Yeah, that must be quite intense, though. 4 men in a court.
Yeah, I've never played it. I never want to play it.
No.
So
there's this sport, which I've seen, and it's squash and mixed... No, it's squash and doubles tennis put together. So it's like a double-length squash court, but in the middle is a net, like tennis, and there's all balls all around you.
Oh, is it called like paddle?
Yeah.
Paddle
ball or something.
Paddle. Yeah,
I think it's
heard
Spanish
people talk about
or French, one or the other. But it looks really good.
Yeah, I don't think there's anywhere near us that are going to be doing that.
Oh, no. But that looks pretty intense. We should try that sometime. Maybe we could go paddleball.
Where?
Well, we'll move to Spain. We'll go pro.
Okay.
And then we'll win money.
Okay, maybe we should go pro before we move abroad.
Nah, we've got to chase our dreams. How can we go pro when there's no courts around?
That's a good point, but maybe that's just a flaw in your plan.
There's lots of flaws in all my plans, so I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Yeah. Speaking of flaws in your plans, when we were playing squash, perhaps your mind wasn't on the game at hand because you were actually sort of bricking it a little bit because you had lost a set of house keys.
Oh, great! Yeah.
So. But fortunately, it had a happy ending. So walk us through is that one of the worst experiences you've had at your job?
Yeah,
potentially losing a set of house keys.
None of the family are local.
So just start from the beginning.
Okay, so in 1995, I was born. Saturday was my day off. We went to play squash on Saturday. I had a call at like 9:30 saying, "Where's the keys for this house?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Oh, they're in the filing cabinet or whatever." I was the last person at that house. We had a viewing at 10 o'clock. So I frantically searched my car, frantically searched all my suit jackets that I've got spread over about 3 different houses at the minute. No key. We end up managing to get into the house because one of the owners was there. Luckily, even though there's 3 owners and they live in different corners of the country. Mm-hmm. Trying to explain, I need to borrow a key to get it cut because we've lost one is not
awkward
easy.
Situation.
Yeah. So we managed to get in there. And then obviously we played squash. I'm thinking, where the hell is this key? Like, not a clue where the key is.
But you told me that you thought you knew where it was.
Yeah.
So why didn't you look there initially?
Because I weren't in town. I was in a different town at the time. Why
didn't you tell someone at work to look at this place?
I did, but they weren't there. It weren't where I thought it was in the end. So we played squash, blah, blah, blah. Got to the office, checked where I thought it would be, weren't quite there. Checked like somewhere else where I'd never put keys ever, and they were there. So, mystery solved. So all's well that ends well.
Yeah. What made it extra funny was that actually that person who had actually sold the house to was actually someone who I work with.
Yeah, sure.
And I was talking to them about that house in great detail.
You didn't tell them about the missing keys, though,
No, I didn't tell them about the missing keys.
Good.
So it's fine.
So luckily,
I did really. No,
we got away with everything unscathed. So
unscathed? That's not a word.
Yeah, it is.
Scathed.
Unscathed.
Yeah.
Unscathed.
Scathed is not a word, Jason.
Unscathed.
Scathed.
Unscathed.
There we go.
Unscathed.
Fine, whatever. If that's how you want to say it. So, yeah, also that ends well. So, what else have I been up to? Up and do some more judo.
Of course you have.
Yeah.
Have you touched many penises yet?
No penises, although I did have a slightly awkward encounter at judo the other day, which I'm sure you'll find amusing. Basically, I just got to the session, right? There was about 8 of us. And there was one guy who I recognised from when I used to do it back in the day.
Okay.
So like 10, 12 years ago. And normally when you do judo, obviously you're all barefoot because you're on the mats. And he had like a sock on his foot. So, it's like...
where else would you have a sock?
Very good point. But it seems weird to have one sock on a judo mat.
Yeah, a veruca.
Yeah. No, and basically, I was having a little chat with him about the past, fucking 12 years of my life. One of those awkward situations where you see someone from like your childhood and you've got to catch him up on 12 years in 5 minutes. And it's just like, this isn't even worth anyway. But so I just asked him.
Did you tell him about the show?
No. I just asked him, I was just like, so why do you have a sock on your foot? And then he pulled up his trousers and actually he had one leg. So he had a prosthetic leg. And I was like, it wasn't a sock. It was just like one of those blades.
Fair. How were you supposed to know that?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Did he have 2 legs when you last saw him?
He did have 2 legs when I last saw him.
So how are you supposed to know that?
That's just fine.
Like, if he had 1 leg 12 years ago, then yeah, you're a bit of a dick.
Because I've spent quite a lot of time with disabled people, and I know that they
What are you trying to say?
Not you, my powerlifting club. You know, lots of people, dwarves, people in wheelchairs, people missing limbs, and I know that they always have a very good sense of...
That sounds like a wonderful time.
They always have very good sense of humour about this thing.
Yeah.
So obviously him knowing that I just hadn't seen him for 12 years, didn't realise he only had 1 leg, lifted it up, he actually found that quite funny.
Did he tell you the story? Or?
I think it was a motorcycle accident.
Nice.
I didn't go too much into it.
Yeah.
But then when I was doing some drills with him, basically we were doing this drill where like sort of one of us would be on our front and the other one would basically roll them over, get them in a chokehold, and then the other person would just tap out, you know, that's fine, right? So it was his turn. I did it on him, no problem. I rolled him over, got him in a chokehold. He tapped out, that's fine. And then when it came for him doing it on me, he then rolled me over. He then locked in the chokehold. I tapped out. He didn't release the chokehold. I tapped him again. He didn't release the chokehold. And then I realised I was in fact tapping his false leg, which he of course cannot feel. And just as the light was leaving my eyes, I managed to tap his shoulder and he immediately released it.
He must have been Scrooge thinking, fucking hell, he can really take this. Come on.
Just as my eyes are rolling back into as he's cutting off the blood circulation to my brain.
Did you tell him?
No, I didn't tell him.
I was tapping your leg. Speaking of legs,
have
you been watching much?
This will be good.
It is actually quite good. Have you been watching much of the Olympics?
I've watched next to nothing.
Oh, same as me. But I saw this clip online of Claire Baldwin interviewing, I don't know if you've seen this, interviewing the swimmers who won, I think they won gold.
Yeah.
And she goes to them, you guys were just incredible out there. Talk me through. I mean, your 3rd leg was what did she say, was extraordinary. And it cut to these 2 lads. I think they're like 19. And they had like 3 seconds of silence. And one of them giggled. And then he went, yeah, it was really good. Like they lost it because she said 3rd leg.
So I think we're 5th in the medal table.
No, I think we've gone up now.
No, we're not. We're 5th.
We won a lot of golds over the last couple of days.
No, I literally checked today.
Oh, did we?
We're 5th because it's China, US, Japan,
standard.
Yeah,
Russia.
Well,
not Russia because they're not allowed to.
No, it's China, US, Japan, Australia, us, and we've just overtaken Russia, but not Russia.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's not Russia. It's basically what it made. I don't understand, because literally, although Russia are banned from the Olympics and they can't compete under their flag, it's no different. They're still competing essentially for Russia, but not Russia.
But if they win, they don't have the national anthem.
For Russia Light,
sort of
you know. Diet Russia. It makes no difference because they can still compete.
Isn't that America?
Diet Russia. So far it's been quite good for us. So
doing all right.
Hopefully we will continue to do well and maybe beat Australia. I want to beat Australia. I don't mind coming second to China, US, that's fine.
Standard.
Even fucking Japan, because it's their games. They've got the home field advantage. I want to beat Australia.
Yeah.
And I think that we might do them. So, Australia, we're coming for you.
Down under.
Down under. We're going to take you down under.
We'll give them an Australian kiss.
Yeah. We're going to choke you out with a guy with a false leg. I'm going to take his false leg and beat you to death with it.
Where are we going?
I don't know where we're going. I'm not even sure where I'm going with this. So, anyway, let's end the show on that note. I'll just drop my phone. Fuck it now. Anyway, thank you all for listening. And, stay safe.
Go United Kingdom.
Go Team GB.
That's the one.
That's the one, you fucking idiot. Stay safe, wear a mask, get a vaccine if it's offered to you, and we will catch you next time.
Are you getting paid to say this?
Goodbye. So, Jason, where can you get more Sweet Connection in your life?
Well, Ben, we are on Facebook at Sweet Connection Podcast, and we're also on Twitter at SweetC_podcast. So you can give us a like or a follow.
And you can also find us on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and Podbean. So if you enjoyed the show, you can give us a rating or a review or recommend to a friend.
And if you wanted to email in a topic or a question or just say hi, it's thesweetconnection@outlook.com.
Massive thanks to CIPP and Carlyle Laurent for all of our jingles. Thank you for listening and catch you next time.
Connection.